Hello, and welcome to the Ocean News Podcast, an audio series taking you through the breaking news and the biggest stories from the Oceanographic newsroom. I'm Rob Hutchins, news editor here at Oceanographic magazine, and in this episode, I'll be leading us on a deeper dive into just one story from today's leading headlines. And for today's headline, we're heading to the south coast of England, where a shocking new study has left scientists with deep concerns over the potential damage caused to marine life by the presence of a worryingly wide range of chemicals discovered in the waters here. So, with the right amount of trepidation, let's dive in. A British harbour town steeped in history, from its Norman-era cathedral to its Roman-built market town, Chichester is a place of historical and cultural significance. It's also the site of one of the UK's largest natural harbours, stretching from the city of Chichester to Langstone, situated just north of the Solent. Its position makes it the ideal home to some 40 species of fish, including many commercial species such as bass, bream, sole and plaice. There is even a healthy population of smoothhounds, a cherished member of the shark family. But this abundance could soon be facing trouble, because scientists have just revealed the shocking extent to which the water between Chichester and Langstone has been subjected to chemical pollution and runoff, made worse, scientists say, by recent spikes in combined sewage overflow discharges into the vital marine space it encompasses. In a shocking revelation, concerns have now been raised over the future health of all this marine life, following an investigation into local water quality detailing the worryingly wide range of chemical and pollutants present, derived from over 100 unique pharmaceuticals, pesticides, and illegal recreational drugs. Varying concentrations of each have been found in almost all of the 340 samples of seawater, seaweed, and shellfish collected from 21 test sites, while the scientists behind this study say that readings hit an all-time high when those samples coincided with spikes in sewage overflow discharges. The UK has a rather turbulent history with its sewage. The findings from this report, published this week in the journal Environmental International, lands just 1 week after the release of Environmental Agency data showing that last year, raw sewage was released into England's rivers and seas for a record-breaking 3.61 million hours. Earlier this year, a separate investigation carried out by the UK watchdog found that the government's Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, or DEFRA, had failed to stop water companies from discharging sewage into rivers and seas in England outside of the current permits of the UK law. Those laws currently allow water companies to spill sewage into the UK's waterways only during exceptional circumstances, such as extreme weather, like heavy rains. The reality of the situation is, however, that waste has been routinely dumped into rivers even when it's not raining, and it has been doing so, according to some campaigners, for years. Until now, much of the focus has been on water quality across Britain's rivers. The study this week, then, led by scientists from the University of Portsmouth alongside those from Brunel University of London and Imperial College of London, is one of the most comprehensive investigations into the health of Britain's coastal waters to date. From the 339 surface water samples collected over the course of this study, no fewer than 67 unique pharmaceuticals, 29 different pesticides, and 9 types of recreational drug were recorded. And it turns out that the sewage discharge process, known as combined sewage overflows, were the obvious source of this chemical pollution. In fact, the presence of chemicals increased by as much as 100 times in water after spikes in these discharges, making them a high risk to aquatic wildlife. It's perhaps most startling of all that 9 out of the 29 different pesticides measured are no longer approved for agricultural use, with some of them having been banned for more than a decade. While the study's researchers concede that these may originate from sources beyond farming or are linked to legacy pollution, they suggest these findings raise important questions about the long-term impact their historic use will have on the environment. When it comes to the many types of chemicals detected across the samples collected, one area of particularly high concern is the worryingly high presence of a chemical called imidacloprid, an insecticide used for the treatment of ticks and fleas in cats and dogs. So high are the levels discovered here that scientists have since called for an urgent reassessment of the preventative treatments for the UK's pet population, if only to help lower the risk to the environment and the marine life in the water it's leaching out into. It's according to the study's lead researcher, Jarmin Yulhorn, a PhD student from Brunel University, that this research underscores the complexity of chemical mixtures present in transitional and coastal water systems, and that it highlights the need for more comprehensive monitoring to investigate their sources, including, of course, the impacts of combined sewage overflow discharges. In response to the study, DEFRA, the Department for the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs here in the UK, has said that this government is committed to tackling all sources of pollution to clean up our rivers, lakes and seas. It's why, it adds, plans have been announced to take swift action on pesticides and ban the use of harmful neonic pesticides to protect the environment and human health. A spokesperson for DEFRA said, "We're also carrying out a full review of the water sector to shape further legislation that will transform how our water system works and speed up infrastructure delivery." As studies like this one published this week reveal the growing dangers associated with the UK's current water management system, that review is now critical, not only for the health of the marine life that inhabits the waters exposed most to pollution, but to the health of the communities and the people that rely upon it. If you'd like to learn more about this story or other stories on the health of UK's rivers and coastal waters, head to the Oceanographic Newsroom. This has been the Ocean News Podcast. I've been Rob Hutchins. Thank you for listening.